Want to learn how to remove a U-joint? Stick around, I'll show you. So step one, you want to get the U-joint out of your vehicle or whatever it's in, and then you want to take your pliers and remove these snap rings. Now these can be a pain sometimes, but you should be able to squeeze them and then wiggle them out. If not, you'll have to go around and pop this retaining ring out and do it on all four sides. Your U-joint might have them on the inside, and then the same kind of method, just take a punch and a hammer and punch those retaining clips out.
If your U-joint is semi-stuck, you should be able to take your pliers and put them from the snap ring to the outside of the yoke and snap it free that way. If your retaining clip is really stuck, you'll have to use a punch like this.
So now that you've gotten all four of the retainer clips out, you can get the U-joint out one of two ways. You can either use a little socket and punch the middle out. If you do that, don't support it from the outside because this won't be able to drop because it's literally sitting on the vise, or a board if you put a board underneath here. The other way to do it is you take a larger socket and you place it around the outside of the U-joint like this, and then punch down this way. That way this short shaft will slide over the caps of the U-joint. I'll show you. Now this will probably take a few hits because if yours is really stuck on like mine. But you can see that it is getting, this cap's getting closer to here. See, it's almost flush now. So just keep doing that until this cap is up through the top. So now that you got one cap off, flip it around.
As you can see, it definitely should have been greased more often.
But you'll still have to punch this cap out. I'm just gonna do that by taking this little socket this time and punching it through this way. So now you got half of it out. Now just repeat the process for the other part remaining in the drive shaft. Now once you have all the caps out, I just take a little Dremel tool, flap sander, and just sand it in and out on both sides just to get rid of anything inside. That'll make installation of the new one harder. And then I'll also go through, they're just little Dremel tool bits, and take a little wire wheel and go around this little lip where the retaining rings sit. That'll make the installation much easier. Now when you're cleaning out these, the ends where the caps go, if you feel any burrs, take a file and smooth those out. As you can see, there is quite a bit of crap left in that little divot where the retaining ring sits, so that's why you want to get all that out of there. All right, now it's time for installation. So if at any point during this process, any of your roller bearings in here become either they fall out or they are no longer lined up how they are, just reach your finger in and stand them back up how they're shown and how they come from the store. Now I like to take off one cap and put it to the side. And then, so you take this cap, the other end off, so it looks like this. And you put, I always put one cap on top. And then I take this, put it down through the bottom, and then line it up through. And now when I tap this in, I'm holding the U-joint up so these roller bearings can't fall out, if that makes sense. And then you tap it in till it's flush. Then you grab that smaller socket, and you're only going to want to tap this in far enough till you can see the recess where you put the retainer clip. This is where it's a little bit harder to hold. So right about there is perfect. And then you flip it over. And you have this end with no cap, obviously. Take the cap you put on the side, flip it over, line it up, and then just tap it in. And then when you get to there, tap in the other cap all the way. Before you push it too far, I guess I probably should have done this first. You'll probably want to take your new retainer ring and slide it in over here, just so you don't re-push this cap too far up. So that one's in, and then you can flip it over and finish pressing this one in, or tapping it in. And then you just put this retainer ring in, and then you do the same thing for the ones that go in here. Slide one cap off, put it to the side, put the other cap in, tap it in, and then you should be done. I'll show you what it looks like when you're all finished. All right, now when you're done, new to U-joint will be able to go side to side, kind of roll around as it would at the angle with your drive shaft, but there will be no side to side banging motion, no squeak when you install it. And that's how you do a U-joint. Hopefully you'll find that helpful. Just how to tell if one's bad. Normally you can hear them when they start to squeak, but there shouldn't be any play. So in this one you can tell it's bad because you can see the play there. There's not so much left to right, but there shouldn't be any back and forth play. It should just be able to bend on the U-joint.